I was so tired of struggling. Hi, I'm Diane. I remember praying all of my life, God, do you even see me? Or I would pray, God, please, please just let me be normal. I prayed that all of my life. Um, I lived next door in a very nice house. It was a French cottage style. I had 3 bedrooms. There was a den upstairs, which I actually used as a bedroom for a grandson. It had 2 big bathrooms. The living room and dining room and kitchen was like one big area. It was so nice when all of the family came, which they did all the time. My children, their children. We would get together about every 2 weeks. There was always someone's birthday or a holiday, and we'd cook these big dinners and just sit and talk for hours at the table. It was very, very nice. The floors were concrete stained, which I loved. So easy to keep clean. I kept them waxed all the time. The outside was a light brown stucco, which actually my daughter and I did the stucco. I know that's hard to believe, but I'll tell you why. I mean, you'll understand why in a minute, why we did all of that. It had teal blue shutters that I made myself and painted and put up myself. I mean, I'm very handy. I can do most anything, or I used to could. There was a porch that went around 2 sides of the house. Had lots of places to sit with swings and things. I had a garage, which I used only for a workroom. That's where I made my living. Curtains, Roman shades. I had a website, still do have a website. And all the windows inside went all the way to the floor. So all of the time, the whole house was just flooded with light all the time, unless it was raining, and I loved the rain, and you could just see the rain all the way around you. It was great. It was really great, a great place to live, and I loved it. Okay, I built a putt-putt in the backyard for my grandkids. Now, I had had a larger one at my other house before I moved there that I built myself. My ex-husband helped me build it for the grandkids. It was very nice. It just took some time and thought to get it all straight in your mind, but very easy to build. So we did that. And they kind of missed it when I moved, so I built a small one in the backyard I would say by myself. Well, I did do it by myself, except the concrete guy came and poured the cement when I was ready for it. It wasn't great like the other one, but it was okay. It gave them something to do when they came. One weekend, we had a big cookout, and everybody joined in to build a double-decker treehouse for the grandkids. That was a lot of fun. Now, I kind of drew it out how I wanted it, but my oldest son, is our town's building inspector, so he knew how to build it to make it safe because it's very high off the ground. One section of it is. Of course, it had railings, safety railings all the way around it, and a bridge between the two areas. It was great. It was absolutely great, and the grandkids loved it. Okay. I love this house. It was my forever home. I thought I would die there. I loved it a lot. I'll tell you how I spent my days there. Every day, including the weekends if no one was coming, I worked in the workroom. And my son and his 2 children had moved in a few years back. He had gotten a divorce. He left everything to his wife. He brought the kids with him. She saw them occasionally. I think they had split custody, but they were at my house most of the time. So they each had a bedroom. That was fine. He needed me. I was there for him. No problem. Okay, so during the day, I would work all day. At time to eat at night, I would go fix dinner for everyone, clean up the mess, go back to the workroom, and work to bedtime. I mean, I didn't do it because I loved it. I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it. I did it because I had to. I had to. Now, the time before I left the house payment was, it was either $1,530 or $1,560. I can't remember which it was. That's expensive for a lady, an older lady. I would think I was 68 at the time. That was pretty steep. I was tired of paying it. And a couple of years before that, or maybe 1 year, I can't remember now, but I had lost a grandson who lived next door, and I just didn't want to be there anymore in particular. As much as I loved the house, I was ready to move. So, back to how I acquired the house. It was 2008. Y'all remember that? When the market crashed. Everybody that was flipping houses lost a great deal. I happened to be one of those people. I lost 3 properties that I was flipping. I lost my personal home. And I was building the house next door for resale. I had bought the property next to my daughter to build a nice house to resell. Okay, 2008 happened. Months and months of turmoil and worry and everything, and finally I just called the bank and said, take it all. Can't do it anymore. Can't worry about it anymore. Just take it all. Which they did. Except for the house I was building. And they said, we don't need another house to refinish. You keep it. Try to finish it. Do whatever. We don't want it. Okay. So, I was locked into a loan that I really had no choice about. To me, it seemed like a lifeline to me because I had just lost my own home. I was living with my daughter, so I'd have a place to live. So yeah, I thought, okay, I guess I'll finish that if I can possibly do it and move in it and live there. Well, that's what I did. So, let me tell you about the loan. It was called a balloon note. Every 3 years, it would come up for renewal. And I would go in, sign all the papers. There was a new loan charge added to it. So the equity that I had paid the past 3 years was void. because the new loan cost more than the principal that I had already paid on it. You understand that? So I was not gaining anything. Every year, the payment went up. I mean, every 3 years, the payment went up. And my loan was not going down. It was actually going up $1,000 a year. That's the truth. And there wasn't anything I could do about it because I had no credit. I had lost things during 2008. I was locked into it. You see what I'm saying? So the last time they did the loan, now I lived there 11 years. The last time they did the loan, the payment was $975 and it went up to $1,530. Well, in the next 3 years, what do you think the payment would have went up to then? $1,800 or $1,900? I was already struggling. And I went, okay, I cannot do this anymore. I was willing to give up everything I had. My home that I loved, all of my furniture, everything I had outside for my children, my grandchildren, for a simple, small space just to be in, to be able to sleep at night, just to be in a comfortable space with no worry. Freedom is what I called it. So, I had been looking at tiny houses on YouTube. Well, I knew I couldn't afford that because I wasn't going to have that much equity in my house the way the payments, the way the balance was going up. I knew I wouldn't have a lot of money. So I couldn't buy a tiny house. And where was I going to put it? So I kept thinking. Well, I had 2 storage buildings on my land. It was 2.5 acres. Right in the middle of trees and everything. It was so nice. Okay. I had one building that was 14 by 40. And I saw this YouTube video of someone who had taken a shed and turned it into a home. And I would go out there and stand and go, can I possibly live in this shed? So I went to Google. I Googled floor plans, 14 by 40. And I would envision myself living in that space, thinking, can I do this? Is there enough room for my workroom? Yeah, I think I can do this. So I kind of messed around with the floor plan and drew my own. Had a bedroom on one end, a workroom on the other, a kitchen in the middle with a little space for my sofa and a little dining area that mounted on the wall and a bathroom between the kitchen and the bedroom. Yeah, I believe I can do that. So I started downsizing, getting rid of everything. I asked my son if he would move so I could sell the house. He did. So I kept downsizing. When he moved, he and his 2 children took all 3 of those bedroom furnitures and just got it out of my way because I didn't need it. And he actually did need it because he left everything with his wife. So I sold the house. Now I'm going to show you some pictures of my house after I downsized it. I just thought you might be curious. So here they are. Okay, I asked my daughter if I could move my shed in her backyard and redo it for my home. She said yes. That's what I did. I had $42,000 in equity when I sold the house. That was more than enough to get it all done. So that's what I did. Now, many people said, aren't you going to miss your home? Especially, you can see it. It's right there. And I went, no. No. As much as I loved it, it'll just be in my memories, you know? As much as I loved it, things had changed there. I was not happy there anymore. I'd lost a grandson. We didn't get together anymore. Things had definitely changed. It was easy to leave it. Plus, that home gave me a free home. Yeah. Now I have many videos of my home. And I will link one in the bottom underneath if you want to watch one of them. But it's a very cute house. I love it. And I'm telling you, if you're, going through anything like I was, not happy because of finances, then it's time to choose another life. Figure it out. Put your thinking cap on and figure it out. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. God doesn't want us to live worried all the time. He doesn't. So, I decided that the home I loved, with everything in it that I loved, and the extra things that my grandkids loved, all those things were not worth what I was going through to live there. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I love my tiny house. This is where I want to be. I have no regrets, and I'm loving it. And love is coming your way.